Hello, good evening for those of us in Europe. Good afternoon for those of you on the west side, and probably good morning for those of you on the east side. So, um, I'll be talking today about guilt. Oh. And it's my intention to really help you to overcome some of this painful, sneaky feeling that's really like the worst, the most painful anti-success factor that you could ever just meet in your life. So when we speak about guilt, we many times like really feel this resistance and like, okay, I don't want to go there, just leave me alone. And of course, it's something that I don't like either. So it's really my intention. So hello, everybody. Hello. I hope you say goodbye. Say hello so I can see who is here with me. And it's really my intention that I'll make it easier on you. And also, of course, what's my day in and day out motivation is that I make my own guilt easier on myself, because it's really like it's the heaviest thing you could ever meet or you could ever have. And it's like really, if you don't know what to do about it, it can stay with you for a really, really long time. And guilt is something very sharp, and it can just start like eating you from the inside, and then you are like done. Okay, so this is for the beginning. I'm here in my cozy place. I want to show you my fireplace again. Now, see the fire. So we are having a really nice setting here, and I see many of you coming. Hello, Yanis. I see Leah, Sylvia, Patricia. Okay, people coming in. I'm happy. So for the beginning, before I really dive into what I have prepared for today, I would like to have some questions as well. So whatever you want to know, just type in the question. I'll do my best to try to read it, because I hope everything is shown on my screen so I can answer them. But I also want, okay, I love loves and likes and wows and all this. I also wanted to invite you to like my page if you haven't already, because that's the way to stay in contact with whatever is going on. You can see that I'm really devoted to make my method feel more familiar to everybody, because this is really such a method for manifesting any kind of a dream that's so useful for just anything you can imagine. I know this is probably not the best thing to say anything, but it is so. So today is also the last day to enroll into the Leap for Leaders online program. So those of you who are considering enrolling into this program, and those of you who have seen the video series, it is closing tonight, midnight actually. If you are kind of considering it, and if you are not really sure if you want to do that, then you can also do one thing. You can apply for a 15-minute strategy session with me, and I'll help you uncover your obstacles to your unique leadership. And then, of course, you can also decide to enroll into the program. And if you do, then I have a super secret bonus for you. And if you don't, then we'll stay friends. Just it's totally non-obligation that you have to enroll or anything. So if you feel like you need 15-minute strategy session with me, then write me an email to info@shantymoroina.com, and then my team will give you a time slot so we can speak. It could be either Skype or phone, or, well, probably Skype is best way to do that. If you're based in Slovenia, then we can do it even in person. So, okay, let's dive into today's topic, which is guilt. The most sneaky anti-success factor. I have prepared a little bit of cheat sheet here, It's not a lot, but I just wanted to, make sure that I cover everything. I'm so happy because now my confidence speaking in English is raising. It's quite vulnerable place for me to be still, but it's raising, so I don't need to prepare every single word for it anymore. And so now I can really speak from the connection with you, because I can feel how important is it for you to step into your leadership, and not only that, to find your unique leadership way. I like to say the leader may not expect the path to be existing already. The leader is someone who actually creates the path. And so in Spanish, you say that no existe el camino, se hace el camino al andar. So this is a Spanish saying, and it means like there is no way. You create your path by walking it. And this is such a unknown place many times with a lot of accompanied with a lot of discomfort. And I really feel that you are meant to do something really important in your life. It's not importance in terms of being like a superstar or something, but it's more like inner calling, like you have a purpose to fulfill. You need to help people around you in your way. And you are just about to remove one crucial obstacle tonight. This is why I'm devoted to do this. And this is why you are here tonight with me, or are you listening to the recording? Because you are about to remove one big obstacle and you will be able to make your next step. And that's my intention. And I hope, or I'm sure this is your intention too. And so maybe for the beginning, it would be a good idea if you think of your most tricky situation in your leadership in a sense of your professional fulfillment. Could it be also personal, but let's stick with the professional fulfillment. So what do you find, or what do you consider the biggest obstacle in your way right now? Because I have my one too, you don't need to worry about that. I was just working with my own guilt this afternoon. I mean, surprise, I was preparing emotionally and psychologically, and also a little bit physically, but not too much, more psychologically, about how to, hello, Nomita! I was preparing for this, and of course, my own guilt kept coming up, and I was thinking, oh, this is so good, because now I have of course, it wasn't nice, it wasn't really pleasant, but since I know how to go through it quickly, it was fast, and I have found really a nice place after that. And so I wanted to say, when I was preparing for that, it was almost the simulator for me, okay, now do it yourself, and then you can talk about it, to your people. But I tell you, every time I overcome the resistance and I go into feel, and I feel what is there to feel, then I come to the new reality. I step literally into the new reality, and I'm a step closer to fulfillment of my purpose, and so will be you. So think of your biggest thing, what you consider obstacle right now. And while you are doing that, maybe take something to write it down. So what do you consider biggest obstacle in fulfilling your purpose? And it could be either professional or personal nature. But if you are very courageous, you can write it down, for me in the comments. But I would tell, because working years with thousands of coaches and entrepreneurs, I can tell that 95 to 99% of the obstacles are personal nature, are of personal nature. They can lead to your professional, hold back or something, but they are mostly of fear. Okay, someone says Isabel says fear. Okay, fear of what? Isabel, tell me, fear of what? So it's usually of personal nature, and you will most probably come to this conclusion tonight as well. Okay, so let me just repeat the method F.E.E.L in few sentences. Do you remember? I could probably even show you my whiteboard. but I need to, you'll see what my daughter drew on the whiteboard. So let me do this. Yeah, okay, you can see the heart. Can you see? Oh, I need to hold my computer now, but it's okay. So feel, see, she wrote, she drew this heart and she said Lavia, and this is her name. So this is my 12 years old daughter. She's so sweet. Okay, so this method goes through F, which stands for making yourself make yourself available to feel. So this starts with a decision. I don't want to repeat everything because I know many of you have been already listening to this. If not, please go to the video called Healthy Anger, and you have there the method explained. Then the next one goes, the next letter, which is E, goes for embody. So when you decide that you are willing to feel what is there to feel, then you go to embody, which is like, I really want to feel and find the feelings that are relevant to me right this moment in my body. And then next thing is, I want to say it out loud. I want to express what is in me here right now without searching for the solution. I see you are commenting. I'll read it right away. I just want to finish this. And then L stands for let go. I want to let go. So once I express, I let go, but I don't let go. So I'll go back to sitting because it's so much more comfortable for me. Sorry for that. So let go doesn't stand for eliminate or cleanse the emotion, because this would like show the tendency that there's something, when we need to cleanse, there's something dirty, right? So your emotions aren't dirty. They're all welcome, they're all great, and they all have the purpose, including guilt. So Isabel, she said, fear to reach success. Yeah. So you will for sure find today what is your obstacle, and then you will be able to make a next step towards your success. So why are we talking about guilt tonight? It's a part of the bigger picture, because every leader goes through 6 phases of transformation. And these 6 phases, eventually they end up in finding the unique and confident leadership for each and every one of us, actually. And these 6 phases are denial, where you step out of the denial and you say, okay, I want to do that. Then you meet like your true power, which goes through anger many times. Then you start to negotiate with God, or with the universe. Okay, I would do everything but my way. And then from there, you go through the eye of the needle, where you have to remove like all the obstacles so the camel can go through the narrow opening in the rock into the sacred city. And so then the camel cannot enter through the eye of the needle. So can't you, right? And then you surrender to your true power, to your true leadership. And finally, you find joy and purpose and success in the last phase. And today we'll be talking about the 3rd phase, and this is negotiation, bargain. And the ruler in this phase is guilt. So this is where we are in the bigger picture. And actually what I want to state first is that we know 2 sources of guilt. Like last time when I was speaking about anger, I mentioned 2 types of anger. One is healthy anger, and one is obviously anger that hurts others or hurts yourself. And it's the same with guilt. So first, I want to mention that there is a healthy, I would say guilt, although it is not really guilt, it's a healthy responsibility. So we all have like innate sense of integrity and ethic behavior. And if you have done something like that's not okay, if I have done something that's not okay, I can always take responsibility for my behavior, for my actions, for my words, for something that I haven't done or something that I have done, and I'm sorry about it. But this is not the guilt. This is then like my accountability. And then what can I do? I can first feel sorry for that. then I can express that I'm sorry. I can learn something from that, and I can apologize if there was another person involved or more people involved. And of course, there is a crucial act of this kind of healthy guilt, which is change my behavior. I need to change. I need to do something differently. If I don't change next time, then it means I wasn't really sorry. I was just saying I'm sorry, so to get out of it, and then I would repeat my action. This is not accountable. So I need to hold myself accountable, and you have all the right to hold others accountable if they're like behaving towards you the way that's hurtful for you. Okay, Numita, bye-bye. But then there is the real guilt, the guilt that's like sharp, and it's really like eating you from the inside out. And this guilt actually paralyzes you. You can be passive or stuck, or you can feel stuck. And it's very typical. When you feel guilty, you will feel stuck. So guilty is usually stuck. So it equals one equals another. So if you feel like you can't make your next step, or you are like circling in a certain point and you can't move forward, I tell you, there is this unhealthy guilt at work. And it can take really literally years to move forward from this. But once you learn how to feel through it, then it won't take you years anymore. It will be faster, it will be sooner. I can't promise the timing, because obviously it can be from anywhere from 3 minutes to, I don't know, several years. But it can be so much faster. Like the longest I ever had, I remember it was when I really wanted to divorce, and I felt so guilty about even thinking about ruining my family. This is how I was seeing it, and it took me 6 years to decide. So it's like this guilt was like really, really tough on me. Until I really felt through it, it was like impossible to do any move, any step towards my healthy life. And so guilt actually many times results from unexpressed anger. Unexpressed anger. So if you go back, I don't know how many of you have listened my previous video about healthy anger, but if you haven't, go there and watch it like after this is over, and you will have a lot of information, a lot of transformation on your anger. But once you are in touch with your anger, then you will be easier in touch with your feelings that are underneath the guilt. Okay, now I'm coming to the point of today. And this is actually, if you feel guilty for something or stuck, because many times, why am I saying this? Many times I didn't have the straight feeling of guilt. I wasn't even aware that I'm really feeling guilty. More than anything, I felt like I'm stuck. I'm stuck, I can't move. I felt like paralyzed and I couldn't move. And this is such a typical sign of that you are stuck in some kind of unhealthy guilt. Yeah, it sucks. I know, it sucks. This phase is like, oh, that's why not so many people talk about it. It's something that we hide under the carpet, and we have it like in our closet, and we don't want to talk about it, and we are ashamed of it. And many times, if we are stuck like for a long time, we get so ashamed that we conclude there is something really wrong with me because I can't move forward. And this is the most painful phase you could be in. So yeah, I know. Who agrees with me? Now, how does it feel to be stuck? It's crazy, isn't it? It's like full of shame and full of self-blame and full of all this. So tell me, I'm here with you. Tell me, how do you feel when you are stuck? How do you feel? Well, we need to touch this so we can go through. I'm watching your comments. If you feel stuck, how is it? I feel stuck myself sometimes. Yeah. Paralyzed, Nora says. Exactly, Nora. Yeah, paralyzed. It's like frozen, right? Breathe. Just everybody breathe. Don't forget to breathe. We are still expressing. See, we've made F. We made ourselves available to feel just by showing up. Then we were embodying. Now we are embodying, and now we are expressing it. So paralyzed. What else? I've seen many of you here. Isabel said fear, reach success. What else? I used to feel trauma, self-pity. Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. Yes, that's true. It's such a good it's such a good description of this. Actually, you are stuck. If you're in drama, it just feels like something is moving, but it's really not. It's like more moving in circles than really going anywhere, right? So what I wanted to invite you now. So if you have more, like whatever you feel, just write me. Even if English is not your language, just write the best you can. I mean, my example, English, my broken English. I'm just doing my best. But I'm so happy you are here with me. I'm really happy. So what we need to understand is that guilt is not really a feeling. If you have something to write this down. Guilt or feeling stuck is not really a feeling. More than anything, when you feel stuck, you are at your own firewall. Like our computers have firewalls. Why? For protection. And this is the same, the same thing we have in our, let's say, heart or our feelings. It's like we have our firewalls. And when we are touching our firewall, we feel stuck. And this is the purpose of the firewall. Firewall doesn't want to let you over it, let you cross the boundary. Because why? Because inside the firewall, you are really vulnerable. There is something that makes you feel like sensitive, maybe even hurt. There is something that you need to feel, that you need to touch. But remember, leaders of the new era are leaders who are willing to be vulnerable. So if you're here with me tonight, let's do something together. Let's touch. Just touch the wall. Yeah. So we are not going through it yet because it could be too much for many of us. So what we are doing now, you can literally do this, touch your heart. If you feel your fear, drama, or whatever you feel, just this feeling stuck, wherever do you feel it in your body, just place your hand over there and just go and try to feel first the firewall. And right now, you are doing the best act of self-love that you could ever do to yourself. You are accepting yourself with the firewall. You are not blaming yourself for having it. So you are touching on your knee. Slowly you are touching on your knee. And underneath this feeling of stuck or guilt, going in circles, drama, self-pitying, fear, there is usually something else. So what is there? What is there? While you are staying with your firewall, I want to tell you 2 short examples from my life, because many times it just enables everyone to get closer and to get through the firewall. Because the moment you get through the firewall, you will be in touch with your feelings. When you're in touch with your feelings, then you just need to let go them through your body, and then you will feel like the wave is going through you and the energy starts moving again. And then you will find something else. And I want to tell you two personal examples. One is from my professional life and one is from my personal life. And they're both so like expressive to me that I decided to tell them like in for everybody. And one happened when I was in Barbara Brennan School of Healing. It was years ago. And we were called, we were assigned like a group healing. We needed to do a group energy healing, and we were 5 or 6 of us. And by the time I was still a very shy girl, I was like not even, not even aware of what my purpose is in this life. I just wanted to heal my wounds from my childhood and all this. And then our teacher, she said, one of you needs to be a leader in the group. I said, oh, good, huh? And then she said, oh, close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes and ask yourself if you want to be a leader. And of course, we began to asking ourselves, do we want to be leaders? Do we want to be leaders or not? And I was thinking to myself, I really want to be a leader. I really want to be a leader. You know what? I so want to be a leader. And then what? Then this voice came, and this voice said, like, no way. Who are you? I mean, who are you to dream this big? Who are you to even think about it? Who are you to lead these people? Who are you to show up like you are something, like you're superior to others? This was my, can you hear how much self-judgment did I have about my own desire and about my own actually wish or purpose or my own calling from the inside? But then I had it like for 2 minutes rolling in my head, and then I said, you know what? I am in the school where I'm taught to follow my inner voice, so I'll do that. And still with my eyes closed, I raised my hand. And then the teacher said, okay, now open your eyes. And I opened my eyes and imagine or guess how many hands were up in my group of 6 people. How many hands were up? Patricia is saying, it feels like I'm not good enough. Yeah. Just stay with that. So guess how many hands were up in my group? Who can guess? I will tell you, it was 1. Exactly, just mine. It was just my hand. And at that moment, when we were then going through the exercise and I was leading the exercise and everyone was working and I was there as a leader, I understood that this is simply my purpose. No, it was mine. Isabel, it was my hand. I did lift my hand. I did it. So I understood that if you are called to do your purpose, no one else will. This place will remain empty if you don't step into your leadership, whatever it is. It may be leading a team, it may be leading a project, it may be leading your family, it may be leading an idea. It doesn't really matter. You are a leader if you are creating something new in your life. So if I hadn't stepped into my role, no one would. Our group wouldn't have a leader. So it was my inner voice who took me there. But I had to overcome my feelings of, like, who am I? I'm not good enough. The good girls are like shy girls and quiet girls, and you shouldn't force yourself to the front and so on and so on. So you are called. I mean, if you are here with me tonight or listening to the recording, you are called to your leadership. Trust it. Trust it. Breathe. Breathe. Take a deep breath. And allow this to land in you. Allow this to land in you. and breathe. So this is what happens when you go through your feelings of, which was first guilt, who am I, to even think about it. And then from guilt, I went through fear and even a little bit of sadness. And then all of a sudden, I had this clear power that said, like, raise your hand, and I did it. And then I had another personal example from my personal life. And it happened just several days ago, just a few days ago. So I wanted to share this with you because it really struck me what happened. Actually, it wasn't my intent to go through this situation like this, but I'll tell you what happened. My middle son, he's 15, he'll be soon now 16, and I'm a mom, with all my heart. He, now in this age, came home with the brilliant idea of having a motorbike. You know what? I don't know if you know that about me, but I used to be a very good climber, actually. And his father, we are divorced, but his father still is. He's a very good climber. So we are actually both people who really love adventure. So no wonder my son turned out to be the one who loves adventure. And then he came home with this idea, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, if I say yes to this, then he could easily kill himself. What? And then just every day, I got the news. I don't have TV, I don't listen to the radio, I don't read newspapers, but every day I got at least 2 news about people who killed themselves in the motorbike accidents. And I know every one of you knows someone, right? So I was scared to death. I was scared to death to say yes to this desire of my middle son. His name is Max. But on the other hand, my heart was just going out for this boy. I didn't want to be a mom who would ruin the young boy's dreams, like having a motorbike, being like feeling all this power and freedom, and maybe having a girlfriend back there, just having this nice part of being a biker, not just this dangerous bike. And I had such a painful dilemma in me, like this was terrible. And then I said, I can't say yes to it. And then he was crying, no, mommy, I want you. You can't say no, and you can't say no. And then I said something. I said, you know what? I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. I want to be clear first if this is my fear, and if this fear really doesn't have any reason, and this is just my panic or something, or is it like a true inner voice that goes for like preventing you from being killed? Because this is what I can't bear that. It would be like the most painful thing that could happen to me in my life. And then I took like several days, and I was doing F.E.E.L all the time. So I was connected with my heart. What is really here because I was stuck. I felt like really stuck. And I have found, first, of course, I have found some sadness, like, okay, if something happens to him, it would be terrible for me. And then underneath, I have found like actual conflict about what mom am I supposed to be. So good moms, they all say no to motorbikes. And responsible moms, they all say no to motorbikes. And then they are not responsible if something happens to her child, right? And then I said, what if this is not my truth? What if this is not my truth? What if my truth is actually that I feel that this boy is going to be okay? What if I have the power in me that I really totally trust that he's going to be okay? My daughter fell into our own pool when she was 4. And after that, I'm so strong in my confidence that I'm really not afraid for her anymore. It doesn't mean that I'm not responsible. I take care, but I'm not afraid. I'm not panicking. And about him, I went through my feelings of guilt and all this, and sadness and fear. And once I was through it, I all of a sudden met such a trust. Everything is going to be okay. My boy, everything is going to be okay. And I went to him and I said, you know what? I decided you can have a motorbike. I'm okay with that. And even my sweetie, if something happens to you, I will still love you and I will stay by your side and I will help you. But I know everything will be okay. And then he was like, oh, mommy, my goodness, he was so happy. And you know what was this story goes on like, then he bought motocross motorbike. So this is the bike that doesn't go on the streets, on the roads. Actually, it just goes, in the nature and the off-road, and it's not so dangerous. And he decided not to have the one for the roads yet, which was also such a surprise for me. Okay, no, he's not, fighting with you anymore. Now he's taking responsibility for his own life. But what really struck me, was how was I pulled into the idea of what kind of a mom am I supposed to be, rather than what kind of a mom I really am. And this goes through for just every single area where you feel stuck. I tell you, you have the conflict in you, who you really are and who you think you are supposed to be. So this is your conflict. And once you are through your feelings, underneath, your conflict will resolve and you will meet yourself, and then you will be able to make a decision for yourself and for those around you. And here I also stepped into my leadership. I said, I'm saying yes, but it's your responsibility, and the consequences will be yours. I won't feel guilty if something happens to you. I'll buy you the best helmet and the best protection, whatever, the best bike, so it's all really safe. But it's your responsibility if something happens to you. And there was one more thing that I said. I said, if I see you just once without the helmet, I'll sell the motorbike and money is mine. Because he bought it with his own money, actually, even that. And I said, and the money is mine. So this is the consequence. I was such a cruel mom. But I really wanted to set a really strong boundary of, you are not going out without the helmet. So this was what I did. But for the other part, I just gave responsibility to where it belongs, and it's to him. He's gonna be 16. I mean, he's not a child anymore. So wherever you feel stuck, it is the conflict of your values, of who you think you should be and who you really are. And once you feel through it, you will be able to find your own unique leadership way. And now I'm okay with this decision. And now I can have like 100 people here telling me I'm a bad mom. I know I'm a good mom. And I know I'm a good leader in this position. And so this is how it goes, right? This is how it goes. Breathe. Are you breathing? I hope you are. So now, my sweet people, I see quite many of you. Hello, Rianne, Katya, Maya, Isabel. Isabel, what was that? I don't really understand that. Well, some letters here, there. If you have some questions, I'm really happy to answer them. So we still have some minutes. I mean, I'm here. So Patricia, she says, thank you. Just tell me, tell me what was your takeaway from today, and if you have any questions, because last time we had such great questions, and I'm really happy about that. And while are you saying your questions, hi, I want to repeat that those of you who want to join us in the Leap for Leaders programs, online program tonight, the enrollment is still open. You need to go to the leapforleaders.com, and then you will see the video series and the video 4. You can click to the button and enroll into the program. And if you are unsure, there is one more thing you can do. I offer 15 minutes strategy session to you, or discovery session. It's free and you don't have to enroll into the program at all. We'll do that over Skype. And in this strategy session, I'll help you discover your unique leadership path and try to remove your main obstacle to it. And so this is my gift to you as a thank you for being such a wonderful leader, and also to get each other better. And so this is something. And to apply for this session, just write me an email to info@shantimoroina.com. I'll put the email into the comments. So you can apply for this session as well. So if you then enroll into the program through this session, then I have a super secret, sweet bonus for you. So it's worth it. I mean, even if you are not ready for the program, it's okay. We'll still love each other. It's really, I love to do this because I love helping people removing their obstacles. And so apply for it. I still have some, I think I'll open like 20 spots. So this is going out for about 1,000 people. So they go quite fast. So, just apply for it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to speak to you. And now, do you have any questions about your conflict? Maybe about your inner conflict. What could be your inner conflict? Maybe you want to have like a little bit of light to your conflict. Isabel, she says, thank you for sharing your experience. You are so welcome. Was it helpful? Just the feedback from you is so valuable for me, because then I know it's hitting the goal. Then we are getting somewhere. So was it helpful? What was helpful? What was the aha moment for you? And of course, I want to keep this quite short. I don't want to be here like 2 hours with you. This is then for the programs. Then I stay with people like as long as needed. So, are there any aha moments, questions? I'm still waiting. I hope you are courageous enough to write this down, or is it just my, Facebook it's maybe a little delayed? This could be as well sometimes. Okay, my dear people. I'm so looking forward for all of you who are enrolling into the strategy session with me. This is really worthwhile, I'll tell you, because this is what I do with a lot of experience. And this may just really change your life. So apply for the discovery session, info@shantimoroina.com. My team will give you a time slot. It will happen probably after November 20, not earlier. Or some I can do like in the week that's coming. But on the November 9th, I'm leaving. I'm leaving to the United States, and I'll be 9 days in the wilderness. I'll be solo, 3 days on a vision quest. No eating, sleeping under the 1,000 stars, million stars. It will be just a great experience. I can't wait for it. Tanya, hello, Tanya. Okay, my dear ones, I'm sorry for those of you who have joined so late. You can listen to the recording. It's really worth it. And I just send you so much love. Have fun, and thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Good night from Europe. Good day wherever you are at. Bye.